Okay, this is the first part of my video tutorial for the spiral cable hat, and it's going to be showing you how I do a stretchy cast on. In this case I'm doing the twisted German cast on. The left hand thread is the long tail, and the right hand thread behind is attached to the yarn, the working yarn. So what you're going to do is grab both ends to make a slingshot shape. Try saying that quickly. Okay, so we're going to go with the needle under both loops on your thumb, over and through, and then pull. Again, under, over, through, and then catch the working yarn. The noise you can hear in the background is the 10-year-old winding the dog up with a Nerf gun. Okay, under, over, through, under, over, through, under, over, through, under, over, through, and so you repeat until you have 80 stitches, and you are going to place a marker and then join to work in the round. Next tutorial I'll show you how you move your cable in the pattern. Okay, today on this part of the video we're going to look at reading your work, doing a cable without a cable needle, and also how I move my cable one stitch along. Okay, so looking at the work from the right side, the inside of the hat as it will be, you can see I've completed 2 cables, and I'm just about ready to do my 3rd cable. If you look on the inside of the work, there you go, you can see that it's starting to slant. So if you look at your stitches, I hope this is clear, you can see here this slip, slip, knit stitch on every alternate row. And on this side you can see where you've created a stitch. So next we're going to do the cable without the cable needle. So first off, you move your yarn to the front of the work. You're going to slip 3 stitches and then knit the next 3 stitches, and then next you must leave your yarn slack, okay, because you're going to pull off 6 stitches now, and if you've got any tension on this working yarn you could pull out the stitch you've just created. So we're going to go back to the back of the work, pick up the 3 stitches that we've slipped. I'm going to slip all 6 stitches off the needle and then catch the 3 stitches that we've just knit even, and then purl the 3 originally slipped stitches. And that's that. And we're going to knit across. You've always got 14 stitches in this centre knit panel, because you're always going to make one at one side of the cable and slip, slip, knit at the other. Okay, and as you can see, the last row that I did was a slip, slip, knit row, so we're just on a plain row now. So I'll show you that cable again. Yarn at the front, 3 stitches, then you're going to purl 3 stitches, make sure your yarn is nice and slack, purl, yeah, and we're going to pick up the 3 stitches we've slipped originally, slip all 6 off the needle, and then carefully slip the worked 3 stitches back on, and then purl. Okay, it looks tricky, and it is trickier to do it with bulkier yarns. I've done it on Aran, and it was a doddle, but I was only really moving 1 or 2 stitches at a time. I think the maximum, unless you're particularly dexterous and careful, that you can do this way, I would say would be a 6 stitch cable, moving 3 stitches at a time. I think if you try to do it on an 8 stitch cable, you might come unstuck. Okay, so we've slipped. Now we're going to purl 3. And we're going to pick up 3, and then oops, split that. This is fluffy yarn, this. Knit the 3 that we've slipped and work around. Move the dog hair. How attractive is that? Okay, so this is the last one. Yarn to the front, slip 3, purl the next 3. Now if you notice, that yarn there that I've pulled across it's taut, but it's not tight. If you have it too tight, when you slip these worked 3 off, this very first one tends to pull out. So you just want it, as I say, taut but not tight. If you have it too baggy, you wind up with a hole in your cable, which is not attractive. Okay, there we go. And there we are, back to the beginning of the round. Now you will have noticed that as you're working this, you're gaining stitches on this side of the marker and losing stitches on this side of the marker as this cable moves to the right across your work. In the end, you will wind up with your marker being here, right next to your cable stitches. And what I would suggest doing is finishing a round, the round that ends with your cable, your marker here, and then move it just to the other side of your cable and continue. That way you keep the pattern consistent and you always have your 14 stitches between cables. Okay, so this next row is a moving cable row. As if you noticed, we were just patterning, working straight rather, the row below. So we've got 2 stitches, so we're going to slip, slip, knit. We're going to purl, oops, split my yarn again, more haste, less speed, purl the cable, that's 6, 5, okay, and here we're going to make one. So you're going to make one by picking up this bar here, oops, this bar here, from front to back, and then you're going to knit through the back of the loop. Try that again without splitting the yarn. Ooh, there we go. Okay, and then knit across to 2 stitches before the cable. I think that's better. It's supposed to be a light on this, but I can't work out where the light is. Okay, so we're here, 2 stitches before the cable. So we'll slip, slip, knit, purl our cable stitches, okay. I'm going to pick up the bar between the 2, okay, and knit through the back. That's our stitch made. And along. Two stitches before, slip, slip, knit, and then cable, purl across the cable, I'm going to pick up this bar. Now this bar on this row, because we did the cable, the immediate row below, is actually quite prominent. The further you get into the cable, so as you're getting towards the 4th and 5th rows of the cable, and a couple of rows before you're due to twist your stitches again, that bar becomes less prominent. But it's still there, and it's still easy enough to make your stitch out of. Oops, too far. Too busy chatting. And we're going to purl. I'm going to pick it up front to back. Going to, oops, I'm losing this, sorry, I'm going to have to watch this and make sure you can see it. Knit across. There we go. The next row will just be plain knit and purl across. Do one more stitch so the marker doesn't drop off. That's it. We've got another cable, and we're merrily moving our stitches across. Okay.